What if the biggest misunderstanding people over 65 have about love isn't about desire fading but about where attraction actually lives now? Most women believe that after 60, men stop noticing, stop wanting, stop paying attention in the same way. But something doesn't add up, because across millions of older adults in the United States, relationships still spark, break, restart, and deepen well into the 70s and beyond. So, what are men really responding to, and why do 95% of women have no clue? Here's the mystery. Men say they want connection, companionship, and peace, yet their eyes still linger. Their attention still locks onto something specific. And it's not what magazines, dating advice, or old assumptions tell you. The clues are there, but they're subtle, and until you understand the cause and effect timeline that shaped attraction over an entire lifetime, the full truth stays hidden. To understand what men stare at when they're turned on after 60, we have to go back to the origins of the issue in early adulthood. In their 20s and 30s, male attraction is driven heavily by visual novelty. Neuroscience research shows testosterone amplifies response to movement, shape, and contrast. This is when attraction is fast, surface level, and impulsive. The cause is biology. The effect is that men learn to associate desire with obvious physical cues. Then come the changes that start quietly in the 40s. Hormones begin to shift. According to American Urology and Endocrinology studies, testosterone levels decline gradually after 40. But here's the twist most people miss. Visual attraction doesn't disappear, it recalibrates. Men begin noticing signals of emotional safety, confidence, and self-possession, even if they don't consciously realize it. Desire slows down, but it deepens. Now we reach the shift after 70 that most people ignore. This is where outdated advice completely fails. Men are no longer driven by conquest or status signaling. Large-scale relationship surveys show older men prioritize calm nervous systems over excitement, but attraction doesn't vanish. It becomes selective, focused, intentional. What men stare at now are indicators of how a woman makes them feel in their body, not just what she looks like. This leads us to the breaking point, the moment women realize something is happening, but can't explain it. A look held too long, a pause in conversation, a sudden warmth in the room. This is where the 5 things men stare at come into play, and none of them are what most women expect. The first thing men stare at is how a woman carries herself when she's not trying to impress. Studies on nonverbal communication show posture, pace, and signal emotional regulation. After 60, men are drawn to women whose bodies look at home in themselves. The cause is years of stress accumulation in men's nervous systems. The effect is attraction to steadiness, not performance. The second thing men stare at is a woman's face when she listens, not when she speaks. Research from social neuroscience shows eye focus, micro-expressions, and facial softness activate trust and desire centers in the brain. Men after 60 respond strongly to being received, not evaluated. Many women miss this because they've been taught attraction is about how you look while talking, not listening. The third thing men stare at is consistency between words and behavior. This sounds abstract, but it's deeply physical. Aging research shows older men are highly sensitive to incongruence due to cognitive load and emotional fatigue. When a woman's tone, gestures, and actions align, men feel safe enough to desire again. The effect is subtle but powerful. The fourth thing men stare at is how a woman treats herself when no one is watching. This includes how she rests, how she eats, how she sets boundaries. American psychological studies on late-life intimacy show self-respect triggers attraction more strongly than appearance. The cause is that men associate self-neglect with future emotional labor they can no longer afford. The fifth thing men stare at, and this surprises almost everyone, is emotional availability without pressure. Men after 60 are highly attuned to whether desire feels like an invitation or a demand. Research on aging and attachment styles shows older men disengage quickly when they sense expectation. But when desire feels spacious, curiosity returns. Now let's look at the fallout when women misunderstand these signals. Many assume they need to look younger, act sexier, or compete harder. This leads to anxiety, oversharing, or emotional withdrawal. Health surveys show dating stress increases cortisol levels in older women, affecting sleep, confidence, and even immunity. Then come the failed fixes seniors try because of old advice. Over-focusing on appearance, playing emotional games, pretending not to care. These strategies worked or seemed to decades ago. But now they disrupt the very signals men are scanning for. So how does this link to today? The U.S. Census shows more Americans over 60 are single than ever before. Dating apps for seniors are growing rapidly. But satisfaction rates remain low because people are using outdated attraction models. The patterns repeat across millions because the cause is generational conditioning, not personal failure. Here's what changes everything. 3 direct actions people over 60 can apply today. First, shift from performance to presence. Attraction responds to regulation, not effort. Second, practice emotional clarity. Say what you mean calmly. Third, protect your energy. Desire grows where there is room, not pressure. Here's the clear warning based on evidence. Chasing attention instead of allowing connection increases emotional burnout and relationship disappointment after 60. And here's the open thought to leave you with. If attraction after 60 is less about being seen and more about being felt, what signal are you sending without realizing it? If this opened your eyes, do like and share it with someone who still believes desire has an expiration date. And subscribe for the next chapter, where we lines uncover why emotional safety becomes the strongest aphrodisiac after 70 and how most people unknowingly block it.